tower and canceled the lease that we gave them. This is absolutely false. The courts have reported that we never built the tower and therefore have no rights. The tower was built by Renaissance on July 13th, 1981. It's still standing, and as a matter of fact, it broadcast the second to the last debate between Senators Clinton and Obama. So the station is alive, well, and functioning. We feel that the only way that this truth can come out is that we take this mechanism and present it to the people. It is of great concern to each of us because it shows the lengths that government will go to deny all of us our fundamental rights if we are not diligent in protecting those rights. This case goes beyond Renaissance Broadcasting Corporation. It deals with the issue of judicial arrogance, where men not elected have decided to determine the future of all of us. It's a matter of public record. And so that it is something that each citizen can find out for themselves. When the Township of Waterford filed its complaint against Renaissance, that's a matter of record. When they sought to protect corn snakes that did not exist, that's a matter of record. When they firebombed our transmitter building and put epithets and racial slurs on trees, that's a matter of record. When the Attorney General said that the state's sovereignty does not extend to this property, that's a matter of record. That governors and senators have asked members of the Attorney General's staff to tell them what the law is, and they have refused to do so. And the governor has really been something like the emperor in the emperor's new clothes, where he has been so duped by the people who report to him that he himself will appear to be a person that people will ridicule and scorn, because this case is the most simplistic case in history. It involves 2 points: a municipal lawsuit to regulate land use in the Wharton State Forest, and whether municipalities have any interest in the Wharton State Forest. The question was answered by the legislature in 1958, and that answer is in this book. You see that this book contains a story that I think is very, very interesting, and I would like to share it with you because it is a unique circumstance, and it's something that no one should ever really have to go through. But thank God we were assisted in this. The Wharton State Forest was acquired as a water supply facility. But if you will go now to the website for the New Jersey Pinelands Commission and look at the Pinelands timeline and go to 1955, and it will say the Wharton Tract was acquired as a state forest. Why is this important? This was an essential part of the unlawful combination or conspiracy against Renaissance, because in fact, since it was acquired as a water supply facility, and in that law, it states clearly that municipalities have no interest in lands within water supply facilities. This is something that the Attorney General knew. This is something that the Commissioner of DEP knew. But they decided, for their own reasons, to withhold that information. And as a consequence, the people of New Jersey still do not have a commercial television station in South Jersey that provides them with news and public affairs that deals with their lives. They're still subject to politicians who never tell them what they're doing or why they're doing it, except during the time for election. So we have an underserved people. But more importantly, this deals with a war, almost, of government against its citizens. And that is why this is important. Because we have, in this situation, the clearest example of that war possible. And we would invite you to keep up with what's happening with Renaissance Broadcasting Corporation. We're going to be filing a petition with the President of the United States, according to his clear duty, a duty, not a discretion, to see if we really have protections that we're entitled to as citizens of the United States. This is not about what happens to an African American. This is what happens to Americans. This is what happens when we allow government the unrestricted right to control our lives. We have here the clearest example, and when I say clear, it is absolutely clear. It is pristine. But the point is that if they'll do it to me today, they will do it to you tomorrow. They're doing it to each of us each and every day. This is one of those issues where we need to stand up and say, you cannot do anything you want to do. This is still a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But it will only be that if we're willing to take the steps necessary to make it so.